to the Dan Show, starring Dan Whale.
Hey guys, welcome back to my show where we talk about all things movies, TV shows, and cigars. And today we're going to be talking about a show that really caught me off guard. It actually took me by surprise. And what I mean by that was this show was actually really good. It's, oh my God, like I could make this video forever because it's got like a really big fan base for some reason, but I will say it's a really good show. Today we are going to be talking about Lucifer. Now, before we get started, if you could please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, it definitely helps me out. Stay tuned for more videos. Wow, like again, this show was crazy good. And I'm gonna say, like, I watched this show kind of a long time ago, and I just recently rewatched it. I'm talking from season 1 to season 6. I'm talking, what a really good show. Like, it was really good. I had a friend of mine who ended up being an employee of mine as well back when my company first started, and it was after one of the I think it was Hurricane Ian, and we were kind of on standby. I didn't lose power at my apartment. I don't think he lost power either, but we had nothing to do. Really rainy day, windy, everything out like that. You know, we couldn't do anything. But then he texted me. He's like, "Hey man, how you doing during this?" I'm like, "I'm just bored, man. I'm just kind of hanging out, chilling, whatever." And he was like, "Hey, I'm watching this show, Lucifer. I need you to just watch it, you know, so we can talk about it." I said, "All right, you know what? Yeah, I have nothing better to do." So I went on Netflix. I put on the first episode, and I mean, from the first episode of this show, I was hooked. I don't know, like, so I will. Here's a little warning about this show. Like, I'm gonna tell you, like, if you're a hardcore Christian person and you've grown up your whole life thinking, "Oh my God, like, everything bad is the devil, everything's the devil," I'm gonna tell you this right now. Like, when you watch this, you almost have like sympathy for the devil. Like, you almost kind of feel bad for him. Like, you kind of more understand. Like, I know it's a fictional show, and you know, like, whatever. But at the same time, it's like it's just a really good written story, pretty much about, like, it's kind of about daddy issues. Like, pretty much, it's the devil. He's the devil. You know, cast out of heaven. You know, his dad. You know, he had the rebellion against God and everything like that. Cast him out, whatever. But like, you kind of see, like, you know, where he's kind of wound up, like, eons later after being cast out. So, premise of the thing, his name's Lucifer Morningstar. Like, that's literally the character's name. I think the actor's name, like Tom Ellis or something. And he essentially has the ability to, like, hypnotize people. Like, he can draw out what you want the most out of life, your desires. And, like, he'll literally walk up to people and be like, "What do you desire?" And they're, like, hypnotized, and they will flat out tell him exactly what they really truly want out of life. And he can kind of grant them their wish. But a lot of the times, it's not like a good desire. It's just kind of like the greedy, like, you know, almost feel guilty about it kind of desires, like all the secret stuff. Like, he can get that out of you, and he can actually grant it and make it happen. That's why a lot of people like him. Now, he's introduced to a character literally in episode 1. I'm not going to say how. I really hope you guys end up watching this, because, like, this show is really good. But he gets introduced to this detective, and her name is Chloe Decker. And she is just essentially immune to every charm and everything he can do. And what's funny about it is, like, the writing of this show, I think, is so good. So he's kind of like he's like a nympho. Like, he can do anything he wants with anyone. Like, he gets away with everything. He sleeps with whoever he wants. He's kind of like a really charming guy. But Chloe Decker, who is immune to all of that, she thinks he's an idiot. Like, she's like, "Dude, you are out of control. There's something wrong with you." But throughout the show, like, they become more friends in the first 2 seasons. Then season 3 shows up, and a lot of conflict, a lot of back and forth. And throughout the show, spoiler ahead, they end up becoming like the perfect couple. So let's put it this way: the show is pretty much the devil learning to become good again, because he's got a friend now that has to really kind of get to know the real him. And he's not used to that. Like, throughout the show, like, there's Dr. Linda Martin, I think that's her last name, and she's a therapist. I know, the devil actually goes to therapy. Like, it's kind of a weird coinky ding. But all in all, like, he goes in back and forth to therapy with Dr. Linda, trying to understand his emotions and trying to figure out what's new and what's going on. And He doesn't understand jealousy because he's never had to experience jealousy because he's always just gotten what he wanted. And this character to him, Chloe Decker, is, like I said, just immune to all of it, and she doesn't really like appreciate him. She doesn't really like him, and he's not used to that. And human psychology 101, people want what they can't have. So of course Lucifer ends up just being all over her. He's around her all the time, trying to learn why he can't hypnotize her or anything like that. And it turns out, so I'm gonna kind of jump around, but it still is gonna be on track for this show. So Lucifer is essentially like immortal. Like, I mean, he's bulletproof. He's really strong. He's considered a celestial being, and he can kind of like lift cars. He's like really strong. But when he's around Chloe Decker, all of that goes out the window. Like he can bleed. He gets cut. And I will say that was probably like one of my favorite parts of the whole show. Is like just the one person made him weak. Like essentially the word would be vulnerable, and they use that word vulnerable a lot, like a ton in this show. But what's cool about it is, despite her making Lucifer vulnerable, he still just wants to be around her. Like he like actually like kind of likes her as a human, despite him talking mad crap about humans the entire show. But he really likes Chloe Decker. Another character in the show that I don't know, I thought he was probably my favorite character. I love the character Amenadiel. Something about him, like he's just good to be good. Like he goes off track and he loses his faith in his dad, which would be God at the same time. He loses his powers a little bit, but he, no, like he is a really, really good character, and I liked his character development. Like he started off as like holier than thou, good to be good. He interacts with humans, and he gets a little bit kind of like on the dark side, but then he finds his way back to being like an angel again. And I love Amenadiel. Like he's just good to be good. Like he doesn't really agree with 90% of the things Lucifer does, but of course, because he's the devil and Amenadiel's an angel, but they're brothers, So of course, there's like that brother banter kind of thing going on. But all in all, the freaking show was just amazingly good. Like I absolutely loved the show. It was so awesome. I love the relationship development between Chloe and Lucifer. So good. There's another character. It's kind of like she's a bounty hunter, but in the human world, she's a bounty hunter, but she's kind of more of like she's just a demon, and she's kind of like Lucifer's like left hand or right hand, whatever you want to call it. Her name's Mazikeen. She, I think, has the most complicated character development because she's just all she knows how to do is just be bad, and like interacting with humans, telling her, "Hey, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't just be a bad person." Really kind of bothers her, and her struggle throughout the show is also kind of interesting because, like, I mean, she's just she's a demon, like she's just honed in on being bad, but like through hanging out with humans and people, she learns to be good, and she kind of like develops her own story arc and all that fun stuff as well. But I would say like it's kind of like a crime detective show, but I would say that's like 30, maybe 40% of what the show is. The main point of the show is just watching the devil become good and get a relationship back with his dad, and then he kind of understands more of a meaning of why things happen. Like, how God has a plan for everything. Well, Lucifer hates that. Like, he actually cannot stand that is his father's motto and things. And the devil's just kind of like, why can't you just tell me what I need to do, or just stay away from me? Let me do what I got to do. But there's always like this big plan. I'm leaving a lot of stuff out because this show, it's 6 seasons. Like, the third season, for some reason, has like 27 episodes. And I'm going to warn you, like, the show has a lot of filler episodes, like kind of just thrown in, like just for the hell of it kind of episodes. My first watch through, I knew exactly which episodes they were, so I kind of just happily skipped over those. Like they were just unnecessary for the main story, which I would say the main story is between Lucifer and Chloe Decker. And my music just died. That's okay, I guess. Whatever. I'm just gonna press play on it. I don't know if that's better. Who knows? Whatever. I just kind of like the jazz music in the background. Let me turn that down just a hair, though. But yeah, no, I love the show. The show is stupid good. And like I said, though, like if you're like a hardcore Christian person, like I can completely understand why you probably won't watch this, because like it's kind of hard to feel bad for the devil, but like this show, it was so good. It was one of those rare shows where it's midnight, you have to work early the next day, and then you kind of look at the clock, and you're just kind of like, ah, man, it's midnight. Yeah. Yeah, I have time for one more. It was like that. Like I'm talking, I didn't, and I couldn't wait to wake up the next day. So I wake up at like 4:30, 5 o'clock every day, just because I want to get to work early. Again, pools and it's hot, and the earlier the better. But I would wake up earlier on purpose in the part of this show, just so I could watch the next episode before going to work. It was such a good bingey show. I loved it. The show was awesome. Some parts were dragging a little, like I'll say it. I didn't really care much for Eve's character, despite the actress who plays her being just like beautiful. But her character I thought was kind of annoying because she's like head over heels in love with Lucifer, which bit the apple. Adam and Eve, the devil, bit the apple, that kind of stuff. So of course, like that kind of makes sense. But I thought her character was kind of annoying, and she doesn't even end up with Lucifer anyway, because Chloe and Lucifer end up becoming like the main part of the show. But like I don't know, man. Like this show was freaking great. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I don't want to give it a 10 out of 10 because there was a lot of stuff I also didn't like about it. Um, there was some woke moments, and I'm not gonna. Like I said, I know my last video was pretty kind of talking political and trying to be nice, whatever. And I try to keep it out of here. I just feel like I had to make that last video, but there was a lot of woke stuff in the show. But if you can bypass that and just kind of like whatever with it, the show as a whole was incredibly good. I really, really liked it. It was awesome. I'm gonna just give it like I don't want to give it a perfect rating, but I will say like this show was a 9 out of 10. I loved it. Like just solely based off the psychology, the character development. Every character was so developed and so perfectly developed. Like you know what I mean? Like there wasn't really a character like I really was like every season this character just got worse and worse. I feel like every character in the show like just got better and better, and that's what I kind of liked about the show. You end up finding yourself rooting for every character no matter what, and every time like you would go to a different character, like how like movies swap from scene to scene, that kind of stuff. It didn't really matter to me whose scene we were on. Like it could be a Mazikeen scene, I was all for it. It could be a Linda with a Amenadiel scene, I was all for it. It could just be another, typical Lucifer and Chloe scene. Loved it. Like the show was really good. I know I'm leaving a lot of stuff out because I like these videos just kind of be short and brief and just like my truest opinion. If I really wanted to talk about the show, this would be forever. But all 6 seasons were good. Like I said, there's a bunch of filler episodes, but like I mean, shoot, man, I'll tell you, like just watch the show. It's kind of funny watching him be like he's like. It's funny watching him be just kind of like a total jackass in season 1, and just watching him still be kind of like the prankster, but still just a better person at the end of like season 6. And you actually find out like throughout the show, like it all leads to a bigger calling for him. And when he discovers what that calling is, it almost borderline poetically makes sense. And it's just a really cool, like it's just like a lighthearted, feel good kind of show, despite it just being about like a bunch of murders and detectives and serial killers and that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's still like a silly, fun, good show. I really liked it. Leave in the comment section what you guys thought about this show. I've watched it. Like I said, I just recently watched it again, and it was still just as good as the first time. Like I really liked this show a lot. Like I said, put in the comment section what you guys thought about it. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. The show was, woo, yeah, just get to it. It's all 6 seasons are on Netflix. I would love a continuation of what would happen. I feel personally, I heard a rumor that they were either going to make like a movie or another season, and I'm going to be dead honest with you. I would watch it, but I think how the show ended was perfect. I thought the ending of the show was you don't need any more. It's done. And I feel, and what would kind of scare me is if they made another season or another show pertaining to this Lucifer show, it would probably ruin it. I feel like it's you already have it perfect. Don't overdo it. Don't even risk the chance of making it worse. Even if you know by soul, like whatever, that it would be better. I think as is, as a season 1 through season 6 show, dynamite. Super good. Please go watch the show. I highly recommend it. It was really awesome. My God. Yeah, no, it was a really good show. Very entertaining to watch. There's so much more I could talk about, but I want you guys to decide what you think about it. Again, guys, like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos. And YouTube, always remember to have a fantastic day. Stay tuned for the next one.